Imagine standing in front of a house so valuable that selling it would instantly make history. Not because of gold walls, not because of diamonds, but because the building itself represents power. Now imagine another home, towering above one of the most crowded cities on Earth, so expensive that people still argue whether it should even exist. Two homes, two worlds, two very different meanings of wealth. This is the story of the most expensive houses on Earth and what they reveal about who really controls the world. Let's start with a place you already know, Buckingham Palace, right in the center of London. Tourists gather outside every day, cameras raised, waiting for a glimpse of royal life. But very few people ever stop to ask a simple question. What would this place be worth if it could be sold? Real estate experts estimate Buckingham Palace would be valued at nearly $4.9 billion. That's billion with a B. And suddenly, this isn't just a palace, it's the most expensive house on Earth. But calling Buckingham Palace a house feels wrong, because this building isn't about comfort, it isn't about luxury, it's about centuries of dominance. Built in the early 1700s, Buckingham Palace has witnessed wars, revolutions, assassinations, global empires rising and collapsing. It has 775 rooms, more rooms than most hotels. It has secret passageways, underground tunnels, and rooms the public has never seen. Yet despite all this, no one actually owns Buckingham Palace, not the king, not the royal family. It belongs to the crown, and that makes it priceless, because power that cannot be bought is far more valuable than power that can. But now, let's travel 7,000 kilometers away, from old stone and tradition to glass, steel, and ambition. Welcome to Mumbai, India, one of the busiest cities on Earth. Millions of people, endless traffic, towering apartment blocks, and rising above it all, this is a building that looks like it came from the future. This isn't a hotel, this isn't an office tower, this is a single-family home. Its name is Antilia, and it is the most expensive private residence in the world. Valued at over $2 billion, but Antilia isn't just expensive, it's shocking. 27 floors tall, but here's the trick. Each floor is taller than a normal building floor. Some levels are so high they could fit a basketball court inside. Antilia has 3 private helipads, a private cinema with dozens of seats, multiple swimming pools, floating gardens, a ballroom, a temple, and one of the strangest luxury features ever built, a snow room, in a city where temperatures regularly hit 35 degrees Celsius. Inside Antilia, it can literally snow. The owner? Mukesh Ambani, chairman of Reliance Industries, one of the richest men alive. But here's the part that turns Antilia from impressive to controversial. Mumbai is a city where millions live in tiny apartments. Some families share single rooms. Some neighborhoods struggle with basic infrastructure. And towering above them all is one house worth more than entire districts. Antilia requires over 600 full-time staff to operate. Chefs, security, engineers, housekeepers. Not for a hotel, for one family. And yet, most of the time, many floors are barely used. This is where the story changes, because Antilia isn't really a house, it's a symbol, a monument to modern wealth. Now let's compare the two. Buckingham Palace represents old power, power passed down through bloodlines, power built over centuries, power protected by tradition. Antilia represents new power, power built through business, through markets, through capitalism. One was built slowly, stone by stone. The other rose rapidly, almost overnight. One belongs to a nation, the other belongs to a man. And that difference is everything. Here's something most people don't realize. If Buckingham Palace were sold tomorrow, it wouldn't just be the most expensive home ever sold, it would break the real estate market. Because buyers wouldn't be purchasing a building, they'd be purchasing history, and history has no ceiling. Antilia, on the other hand, can be priced. Its value comes from materials, location, and design, glass, steel, engineering. But Buckingham Palace? Its value comes from meaning, and meaning is priceless. But here's the real twist. Despite all its luxury, Antilia was once criticized by religious leaders who claimed the land was cursed. Despite its beauty, critics argue it represents inequality at its extreme. Despite its cost, it still can't buy what Buckingham Palace already has: legitimacy. Because money can build towers, but it can't buy tradition overnight. And tradition can protect power, but it can't stop money from rewriting the rules. So what are these homes really telling us? That wealth today has split into two paths. One path is legacy, inherited power, symbolic authority, untouchable assets. The other path is capital, rapid growth, private control, personal monuments. Buckingham Palace whispers, "We have always ruled." Antilia declares, "I built my own kingdom." And both are correct. Now ask yourself this: if you had unlimited money, would you want a home no one could ever take from you, or a home no one could ever ignore? Because in today's world, homes aren't just places to live. They are messages, statements, declarations of who matters. And the most expensive homes on earth aren't about comfort, they're about power. Who has it, how they got it, and how loudly they want the world to know. So which is truly the most expensive house in the world? The one that money can't buy, or the one money built from the ground up? That answer says more about the future of wealth than any price tag ever could. If you found value in the video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for amazing contents like this. Keep learning, because knowledge is power.